What is up, guys? Welcome back to yet another brand new Major Brain Gaming video. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day as always. And today we're talking about Alan Wake 2. The developer has actually come out and talked about the optimizations and what's being done for the PlayStation 5 Pro version of this game. And to me, I'm pretty impressed and interested in this. I think a lot of people have been disappointed that they're showing that there's still a 30 FPS mode. People claim that Mark Cerny said there would always be a 60 mode, which he did not say. He did say that it would be up to the developers. Obviously, their own studios are more than likely always going to have this pro mode option, but with this game, there is 60 and 30 FPS mode options because it's incredibly demanding. I think people just try and downplay things, and again, it's one of those things where like people are expecting this to be a 4090, and I don't know why, when loads of PC gamers have already told us that it's not, but yet expect it to do as much as what that card is doing. It's kind of stupid, but anyway, let's have a look. So Remedy has just detailed what the PlayStation 5 Pro enhanced label will mean for Alan Wake 2. As a reminder, when the PlayStation 5 Pro was announced last month, Sony revealed a number of games will receive an enhanced label. This label means a game will be able to take full advantage of the console's improved features such as advanced ray tracing and a GPU that enables up to 45% faster rendering thanks to a free software update, right? Alan Wake 2 will be one of those games, and today Remedy explained how the game's quality and performance modes will be upgraded for the PlayStation 5 Pro. Quality mode will see 30 frames per second with ray tracing, which isn't available on the base PlayStation 5 model, and an output resolution of 4K. This will enable ray trace reflections on opaque and transparent surfaces. So there you go, you're getting full ray tracing, or ray tracing, not full, it's not path tracing or anything like that, but it's ray tracing, right? Performance mode, we meanwhile won't have ray tracing but will boast 60 frames per second and an output resolution of 4K. It will use approximately the same render image quality settings as the base PlayStation 5 quality mode. So this is exactly what we were told, right? People who are saying Mark Cerny's lied, it's just completely stupid. So it's using approximately the same render settings as the base PlayStation 5 quality mode, but it's doing it at an output resolution of 4K. And this is exactly what personally I'm asking for. I wanted a crisper, cleaner image from a console. That's personally what I wanted, and this is giving me that. People who think this is going to be doing native 4K for some reason, and even though most of the tech that's important in this machine is AI upscaling, and people who think this should be doing path tracing at 30 frames, clearly know nothing about technology and how hard it is to get there on even 4090 level hardware. It's really crazy that people think that that's a thing. The performance mode on PS5 Pro features significantly higher output resolution and has more visual detail compared to the base PlayStation 5, Remedy explained. The overall image stability, fog, volumetric lighting, and shadow accuracy have been improved on the Pro. There's some videos, I suggest you go watch these. Please watch them on a 4K panel because it makes a huge difference. Remedy said due to Alan Wake 2 being so incredibly detailed and rich visually, it was a tough fit for ray tracing, especially compared to our previous game, Control. But the studio wanted to rise to the challenge, and the upgraded hardware of PlayStation 5 Pro made all the difference. With ray tracing effects, the details of the world in Alan Wake 2 can be observed even more accurately than before on the console, and the image is more stable in complex lighting situations, the team wrote. We've always wanted to bring cutting-edge visuals to our games, but everything is always a balancing act between the frame rate, visual quality, technical and hardware constraints, developing resources, and what we wish to artistically achieve with the game. The studio noted much of Alan Wake 2 setting benefits from ray tracing, but it comes with a cost. Said Remedy, each ray must be traced and its hit evaluated and shaded due to the nature of ray tracing. Multiple rays must be traced to reach noise-free images. Unfortunately, tracing and shading multiple rays per pixel is still generally too expensive. We must be able to work with noisy images providing by low sample counts, which means we must remove the noise by denoising. When trying to achieve real-time performance, game engines like our very own Northlight usually resort to using small sample counts and denoising. In a game like Alan Wake 2, its complex light material interactions and rich environments can make tracing, shading, and denoising, even a single ray tracing effect, too expensive to justify the cost depending on the hardware. Remedy described Alan Wake 2 as geometrically a very dense game. The usage of a GPU-driven rendering pipeline and its fine-grained culling with the skinning ran on GPU made it possible to create densely populated forest scenes with layers and layers of foliage and trees encountered during Saga's gameplay segments taking place in the lush environments of the Pacific Northwest. It continues. So I haven't played this game yet. I'm holding off for this pro version because I want to play it in a better quality, better light. I'm going to play 60 frames. I don't care about ray tracing. I'm not personally interested in ray tracing. For me, I just want better output resolution from the console. That's my thing. While main camera view shading can effectively cull most of the unnecessary work, uncompromised ray tracing must be an acceleration structure using a large portion of the scene's objects. Since ray tracing reaches beyond the limits of the screen space information, the Pro's improved hardware made it possible to build the acceleration structure for the most densely populated scenes, which was a major limitation before. In addition to today's PlayStation 5 Pro news, Remedy is also getting ready to release its second expansion of Alan Wake 2 known as the Lake House. The upcoming expansion will be another slice of horror with a new playable character and enemy type set to release tomorrow, 22nd of October. So I'm waiting off for the Pro version because I'm personally just so excited. But overall, we're getting a nice upgrade here. Like, you're getting basically output resolution of 4K. Now this is upscaled, but as I've said in other videos, what you've got to bear in mind is native resolution no longer matters. It's not important anymore. It's the output resolution and what we see on TV. I shouldn't say it's not important because it is important, but when we're talking about an AI upscaler, this is not FSR. This is using machine learning and AI to output a better quality image, because its FSR doesn't do that, right? It's just software based, and that is nowhere near as good. Hence why people say DLSS is so much better, because that is a hardware implementation on each NVIDIA graphics card. So we're seeing an output resolution up 4K compared to 1440p on the original console, but we're also using the quality mode, or very close to the quality mode settings that we were on PlayStation 5. And to me, that's exactly what Mark Cerny said would be one of the goals of this system. Use the quality mode settings, but at 60 frames per second. And that seems to be exactly what Remedy is doing with this game. So to me, I'm really impressed with what's happening here. And on top of that, they're going further and doing a 30 frames mode with ray tracing. Like, we know how demanding this game is. Look at the PC settings. Like, I suggest any of you who are saying the PlayStation 5 Pro is a disappointment now, I suggest go and look at PC benchmarks of this game and then come back and tell me what you think, because this game is incredibly demanding on all PC hardware, all 40 series cards. Even on a 4090 with path tracing, you're not going to get 60 frames. You're going to have to go and use frame generation to get up to that 60 frames. It's incredibly demanding, and then you need an insane CPU. So people who think this is now a disappointment, remember this is £700. You guys who complained about it being that expensive, look at equivalent PC hardware running this game at £700. It's not going to do anywhere near as good as this at all. So you're going to have to look at very decent hardware to even compare to what this system is doing. And then at the same time, you know, if you want to go above that, look at the price of those hardware. It's incredibly expensive. So again, for those of you who wonder, I had a 4090 PC. I just didn't get along with PC. You can watch my videos as to the reasons why. It's just personally not for me. I didn't enjoy tinkering with a lot of settings and mucking around with the game. For me, it was just nicer to boot up the system and play games. If they sort those sorts of things out, one day I may go back to PC. But for me, it's just not worth the money. It's such an expensive thing to get into. It's so there's like a lot of tinkering right now, at least, and it's not as simple as just booting up a console. So for me, that's why I play on the console, and that's why I'm excited for the Pro version. And especially for games like Final Fantasy, right? We don't need to see every game have insane advantages for this thing to be worthwhile. For me, like, Final Fantasy was a game that I definitely wanted patching, And they're doing that's going to be a day one thing, so I can't wait. We've already seen the huge stark difference between the original PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 Pro on that game. So for me, we're going to see more and more games patched. This is one of the ones I wanted to play as well and held off for, because I want a nice clean 60 frames per second mode with an output resolution of 4K, and that's exactly what we're getting. So I'm excited. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in future videos. Bye bye for now.